Hi, I'm Jesse Holguin. I'm the founder of the Lexit movement, the Latino exit from the Democrat Party. I'm an ex-gang member from La Puente, California. I went from the jail cell to the White House. Like I always say, I feel like I'm Joseph from the Bible. Joseph went from the prison with the Pharaoh. And me, I went from the jail cell to the White House. And to me, it's just all through the grace of God. And it just shows that with God, all things are possible. Yeah, I grew up my whole life. Every male in my family was a gang member, so I always grew up looking up to the gang lifestyle. I grew up, that was my goal since I was very young, that I could always remember that like other kids would maybe want to grow up to be a movie star or athlete or something like celebrity, some way like that. Me, my goal my whole life, as far as I can remember, was to be a gang member. Because I looked up to my older brother, my older cousins, my dad, uncles, everybody. So I was always attracted and wanted to be a gang member and get into gangs. So I ended up getting into gangs at a very young, and I got arrested for shooting at 16. I went to the youth authority for several years, and that's what started my life into gangs. It's not as far as to gangs, but to maybe like to do that to minorities, like the left and the fake media and all of them. They're trying to push the narrative. They try to use race to manipulate minorities. They don't want Latinos and blacks to focus on our godly values or the policies like we're pro-life, Second Amendment, we're against socialism. Just all that kind of stuff. They don't want us to focus on that, so they're like race, 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 race. They're like, look over here, race, race, race. Don't look at all your godly values or whatever else. So they use, and they always try to make us like we're victims. They try to make minorities like we're victims, and that's what I always say. We're not victims. Latinos, we don't think like that. We're not victims. I'm not no victims. And Latinos, we don't like handouts. We're entrepreneurs. We're hard workers. We're against all that. We're against communism. We're against socialism. We're against that. And even more so, they even do it to blacks. The left, they try to, but then whenever they bring up the past, they don't ever want to bring up the past of their racist past. Mostly all that racism and all that stuff was from the Democrat Party, as they're the ones that founded the KKK, and they were the party of Jim Crow and all that racism. So it's funny how they try to act like America was also racist past and all racist and all that, but really it was mostly the Democrats that was the most racist and the most racist, but they just use that to manipulate minorities. They just try to use race. They want us to just focus on race, being victim mentality. So we just need to stop that, stop falling for that. The left, they always try to make minorities the victim, and that victim mentality where they're just to be dependent on the government. And not only that, they're trying to break up the family. Because most women, they can't, if they don't have the money, the man at the home, then they can receive money. So they're causing for the family breakups and all of that. And to me, it's like a big agenda. It's a godless, evil agenda that they're pushing to destroy the families. What happened to me, how I got away from gangs, was I got shot and paralyzed. I'm paralyzed now, but as I got shot and paralyzed, the bullet went through my lung and I was choking on my own blood. So as I was dying, and they were airlifting me in a chopper and I was flying, and as I was dying, I started calling out to the Lord, and I started calling out to Jesus, and he saved me. He saved I always say he's not only saved my life, he saved my soul. And then from that day on, the Lord has just been using my life for many things. I ended up started going into juvenile hall and started having Bible studies with all the little kids in there. I ended up started going into prisons with doing Bible in there, and then started preaching at different churches, giving my testimony. I started preaching at car shows, just on many things. God was just like speaking to former gang members. And then I ended up being a chaplain at a hospital. So I would go around the hospital praying with all the patients right there. And that was all before, but then until the Lord had called me to help President Trump and to start the Lexit movement. That's what I was doing before I started politics. I was just focused on sharing the gospel. To me, it wasn't that hard to walk away from gangs because I already had so much respect and love from my former gang members that it wasn't really hard for me at all. I was just so focused on my walk with God. I was just keeping my eyes focused and growing with the Lord spiritually, reading my Bible, being used by God. So it wasn't too hard for me to get away from all that. Like, I still talk to several of my old gang member friends, but most of them all are saved now, or they're all doing good. Even some are even pastors now. So it wasn't that hard, but and nobody ever looked down on me for getting out of it and all that, because I already had, you could say, paid my dues. What motivated me to start Lexit was because I was a Democrat. I was raised a Democrat. I was a lifelong Democrat, but I just seen that they were just so far to the left. As a Christian, as I started growing in my faith, as a Christian, I was like, there's no longer I could support the Democrat Party. And like, I didn't leave the Democrat Party left me. They're not even the same party as 5 years ago. They're just totally whacked out. They're against all my godly moral values, but now they're even trying to defund the police. They're trying to push socialism, the freedom of speech. They're trying to take the guns away. They're trying to kill babies even at 9 months, partial birth abortion, just in all ways. They're trying to put men in women's restrooms. They're trying to attack our faith. So I'm just totally against that. And most minorities are either Catholic or Christian. So we're against that. So as a Christian, I had to walk away from the Democrat Party, and that's what prompted me to found the Lexit movement. I just got at me, David Bosuto, and a couple other Latinos. We were just talking, and we're like, hey, we see what Candace was doing with the Lexit movement, so we're like, we need to start one for Latinos. So that's what prompted me, and that's how we began and started the Lexit movement. Yeah, when we first started Lexit 2 years ago, how I first started it off was me and David. Well, first I started on Twitter. I would do quotes, and then I started hashtagging Lexit. That's how I first began. I was doing that on Twitter. I was posting things and stuff, and I was hashtagging Lexit. And then that led to me and David Bosuto. We started a Facebook page, and we started building the Facebook page. Then we made a Facebook group. So we started building our Facebook page and Facebook group. And me and have skills at running pages. We were putting good content. We were doing videos. So our page just started taking off. It started growing like that. And then what really helped us at the beginning was Anna Paulina. Anna Paulina got at me, and she said that she wanted me to come, me and David, she wanted us to come and speak at the Turning Point, at the Young Latino Leadership Summit. So that was our first big opening, was through Anna Paulina. And then shortly after that, I got a call from David Harris Jr. They wanted me to come speak at the first Lexit LA rally. So then after that, that's when the waters split and everything just took off. Then our page started really blowing up, and we just started taking off. And I don't even think today, if we tried to start it today, we wouldn't even been able to be successful, because at this time, 2 years ago, the censorship against conservatives and Christians wasn't as bad as it is now. Like right now, it is totally bad. Like our Lexit pages are being shadow banned. Like even me, the other day I got 7 days violation, Facebook jail, for a post for a meme. And now the 7 days have ended, but I'm still unable to post on our Lexit page. Facebook is just totally tyrants. It's tyranny. Big tech is. They're just shutting free speech down for me and all the conservatives. All the big conservatives are totally shut down. Like even if you try to go like my page or PragerU page, the warning comes up. It says that for them not to post. That to warn people to not liking our page is just totally sickening, that they hit us for any little thing. But if you go to all the left-wing pages, they could post the most vile, disgusting, evil things, and they never get censored. to me, I don't think the BLM helped blacks at all. To me, I think they made it worse, because now they're making other races to not like them, because they're totally, to me, they're racist. To me, everything is just racist. They're just Marxist, racist puppets from the Democrat Party. That's all they are, is propaganda. You can tell that they're a fake with no credibility, because look, right after the elections, you don't hear nothing about them no more. After the election, like, where are they at? Before the election, they were burning down cities, but they were just being even used by the Democrats and Antifa. Antifa was using them as human shields. Antifa was the main ones out there terrorizing, destroying America, but yet they were hiding behind the BLM movement. And like I said, they have no credibility. They're just puppets from the Democrat Party, totally political bias. Even one of the CEO of BLM came out early, and she was saying that it was their goal to take out Trump. As everybody knows, socialism, first you have to make everybody dependent. Then you can start initiating socialism on them. And I feel that's what they're doing. They're using this virus as a weapon. Yes, it's real. It's all, you should be mindful of it and wear a mask or whatever you feel. But you should not be locking down everything. It's just totally insanity. Like right here, look, I'm at a park right here. The park is shut down. I'm at this park right here in my neighborhood. There's all exercising machines. People used to come running around here doing exercise, and it's all shut down. But yet Walmart and other stores are open, but you can't come to an exercise at a park. You can't go to the beach and all that. Churches are shut down, but yet smoke shops are open. Strip clubs is open. It's just totally ridiculous. And then look at the Democrats' hypocrisy keeps getting exposed. Gavin Newsom has restaurants shut down, but yet he's at a restaurant. Look at Nancy Pelosi. She's cutting down salons, but she's at a salon. It's just totally ridiculous, and they're just trying to shut down the economy. And then they're destroying businesses, destroying lives. There's people that are suffering the depression. I can imagine for the teenagers, they can't go to their high school prom, they can't go hang out with their friends, all of this. And what's their solution? They give us a $600 check. But not only that, they give millions to other countries. Why are we giving millions of our tax dollars, supposed to be for a stimulus package for the COVID for Americans, but yet we're giving it to all kinds of other countries? It should have only, the whole stimulus money should have only been given to America. We all seen how they cheated President Trump, because it was totally cheated. Trump totally got cheated by the New World Order. They took Trump out. The deep state, you can call them whatever you want. You can call it New World Order, deep state, globalist, swamp. It doesn't really matter what you call them. They're all the same thing. It's all to me, but I call them the New World Order. They took out Trump. They totally cheated. They're pushing their agenda, and it's about to get real worse, guys. So it's not over, because, especially at Lexit. We're going to start pushing hard now for candidates for Senate, House. We're going to keep pushing, because we're going to have to keep fighting. Now I hope you guys are realizing that ones that you guys that weren't really into politics, or if you've even voted Democrat, look at you see what they're already trying to push. They're already trying to push their godless agenda, trying to shut us America down, trying to destroy our economy, destroy our free speech, censor us on big tech. Look what they're doing. So you got to be against it. And at Lexit, we're going to be fighting against this. We need everybody to keep being involved. Left or right, we want a candidate that works for the people, not for the state. We're tired of these rhino, fake, coward Republicans. All these Republicans that didn't stand with Trump, me and Lexit, we're going to start calling them out. We're going to go against them 100%, because they're just as bad as these Democrats, as these Republic anti-Trumpers, these left Trump hanging. We're just sick of it. We're sick of these spineless, coward Republicans. We need to put some good patriots in there to start fighting for us. So I want to thank Totally LA for doing this interview. You can find me on Facebook at Real Lexit. and on Instagram on Lexit Movement, and on Parler on Real Lexit. And make sure if it's not me or any of my team, then they're not the real Lexit. Beware that there's a fake Lexit out there going out there. If it's not me or my team, then they're not the real Lexit. They're fakes.